Hi, everyone. Today I'm going to read you another story in the Ordinary People Change the World series. This one is called I Am Albert Einstein. You may have heard of Albert Einstein, but I thought this book was really fun because it teaches us a little bit about Albert before he became famous. So let's give it a listen and see what you think. I am Albert Einstein. Ever been called weird or different? That's what they thought I was. On the day I was born, my mom was actually scared since she'd never seen a baby with such a giant head. I don't think he really had a mustache when he was born, though. I think that's just the illustrator's idea. Is that normal? Don't worry, said the doctor. He'll be just like everyone else. The nurse said, Doc, I wouldn't be so sure about that. It didn't get easier. I did things my own way, in my own time. I didn't speak until I was 3 years old. And when I did, my speech was so odd that our maid used to call me, I can't even pronounce what the maid called him. What's der dapperty? What's der dapperty mean? The dopey one, said the maid. That's not very nice. Lady, I wouldn't be so sure about that. That little girl might have been Albert's sister, I'm not sure. Some say I took longer to speak because I didn't think in words. I thought in pictures. Even when I did speak, I'd practice each sentence in my head silently, moving my lips and whispering to myself until I thought I had every word just right. Albert, what are you saying? Are you sick, son? What's wrong? Does something hurt? Do you have to go to the bathroom? Not getting his words out. I don't understand. Are you angry? Are you hungry? Do you need Wiener Schnitzel? Albert's thinking, they're cuckoo. They don't understand him, but he can't get his words out. Flying? You want to fly? Wait, he's trying to say something, said his dad. He's thinking. All of a sudden, Albert says, my hair is so awesome. It took him a while to express what was going on in his head. He couldn't get the words out. It must have been frustrating for Albert. When I was little, my cousins ran around and played games outside. I liked playing alone. I did puzzles, fed the pigeons, or just watched my toy boat sail in a water pail. When they saw me, other people called me a bore, goody-goody. What are you doing, Albie? That's it? I'm watching it sail. It helps me think, and I like thinking, said Albert. But the biggest moment in my life came when I was 4 or 5 years old and I was sick in bed. And to cheer me up, my father brought me a compass. Explorers use it to find their way. What does it do? Albert said. You'll see, said his father. I was fascinated by how the compass worked. No matter which way my father turned it, its needle always pointed north. Have you guys ever seen a compass? If not, ask around and see if anyone in your house has one, so you can see what Albert was experiencing. What if I turn it this way? It'll point north. What if I turn it upside down? It'll point north. What if I'm the one who's upside down? It'll point north. Nothing touched the needle, but somehow the compass knew where to point, like it was guided by an invisible force. Right there, I could feel it. There was something behind things, something deeply hidden. The world, stars, even outer space with all its planets, the whole universe had its own order. That compass made a deep and lasting impression on me. It showed me that life has mystery. The universe has mystery. And it made me curious, why did the universe behave the way it did? By the time I was 9 years old, I would make complex structures with my blocks. Albert's little friend was so surprised. Look at what she built compared to look at what Albert built. And tall houses of cards, it took persistence and patience, but I never gave up. My sister would watch as I build them 14 stories tall. It's going to fall. No, it won't. The structure is just right. Have you guys ever made a house of cards? It's kind of fun. I'd even see the structure in music as I played my favorite instrument, the one that always helped me think, the violin. Today, people say I was a genius, but back then teachers thought I was a daydreamer. One even told me, Albert Einstein, you'll never amount to anything, you're a foolish dreamer. But there is nothing foolish about dreaming big and being curious. When I was in 6th grade on Thursday nights, a medical student would come to our house for dinner. His name was Max, and he used to bring me books. Here's one about something called geometry. Like the compass, that geometry book changed my life. By the time I was 12, I was doing all different kinds of math, like geometry and algebra. And by 15, I was on to something called calculus. That means the boy was smart. He already knew more than I did when I was in medical school, said the medical student. Can't you see, said Albert, math has its own logical structure, just like music and my awesome hair. Soon after I mastered the entire math curriculum. Did that mean I always did well at school? Asked my father. He got good grades and a few bad ones. That's right, Albert Einstein got a few bad grades. In college, he flunked a course in physics, the study of matter and energy. I was bored, said Albert. You got the lowest grades in the class. You do know I'm going to invent the theory on relativity, right? Albert said to his father, and his father told him to go to his room. I never stopped thinking about how things work. As I got older, I even replaced my toy sailboat with a real one. And when the wind stopped blowing, I scribbled notes in my notepad. And it was picked up again. I continued sailing. You really like boats, don't you? They help me think, and I like thinking. My thinking and curious nature eventually led me to the patent office in Bern, Switzerland. My job was to examine new inventions. But sometimes I'd started thinking about my own scientific theories, and wherever my boss walked by, I'd hide my ideas in my desk drawer. What are you working on? Work? You sure? Absolutely. But if you look at the bubble above Albert's head, I think he's thinking about how fast a train can go. That might not have been his job that day. But even I didn't know I was on the verge of my greatest breakthrough. I was 28 years old, just sitting at work as the thought occurred to me. When a person falls, like a man falling off a roof, he doesn't feel his own weight. Close your eyes, you can picture it too. As the man falls, if he opens his pockets, everything inside floats out next to him. That might sound weird or different, but for me, it was the happiest thought of my life. Why? Because it sparked an idea that helped me link motion and gravity. Gravity is the force in the universe that keeps us from floating away. 8 years of hard work, 8 years of asking hard questions to figure it out, but I did. From there, I began to question ideas that most other scientists thought were true. I didn't agree with what most people believed. In the beginning, other scientists wouldn't listen. Sometimes it's hard to get people to go along with you, especially when you discover something new. But I promise you, if you keep at it, in the audience, some people were saying, are you crazy? That makes no sense. What does it even mean? Albert answered, it's a formula to help us explain the universe and all of space. It means that everything is full of energy. It will be worth it, says Albert. What did you win? The Nobel Prize in Physics? That's amazing. My theory of relativity forever changed how we understand the universe. Even better, your hair is awesome, right? I keep telling people that, Albert says. In my life, I was always thinking, always asking questions, but the most important one I asked was why? Never stop asking why. Never stop trying to figure out how the world works. And never lose the feeling of excitement as you try to find the answer. Curiosity is one of the most powerful forces of nature. It can take you places no one's ever been and let you do things no one's ever done. Will that make you weird or different? Who cares if it does? Every single one of us is different. No one on this planet is just like you. Being different is what makes you special. So find what you love, learn everything about it, and share the best parts with anyone who will listen. You never know who you'll inspire. I am Albert Einstein, and I will never stop being curious, and I hope you won't either. The more questions you ask, the more answers you'll find, and the more beauty you'll uncover in the universe. The end. Here's a picture of Albert in real life and a quote that he's famous for saying, the important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. One cannot help but be in awe when he contemplates the mysteries of eternity, of life, and of the marvelous structure of reality. Albert Einstein. Here's some pictures of Albert, other pictures of Albert in real life. The one in the bottom right-hand corner is a very, very famous picture. He was born in 1877 in Germany, and by 1896, he enrolled in Zurich Polytechnic, which was a very, very famous school. In 1900, he received a diploma in teaching. By 1905, he received his PhD. 1908, he became a college-level professor. And in 1919, his theory of relativity was published, and he became famous all around the world. 1921, he received the Nobel Prize in Physics. And in 1933, he came to the United States and became a US citizen in 1940. He died when he was 76 years old in 1955. And Albert Einstein changed the world. I hope you enjoyed learning more about him. It's a lot to take in, actually, the story of Albert. And maybe depending on how old you are, some of it made sense and some of it didn't. But the most important part of Albert's story is that he encourages us to be curious and ask questions and keep learning because it's really exciting and fulfilling. I hope you enjoyed this story. Come back for more.